Hi guys, welcome back to another fun conversation with your favorite tech girl aka me, and in today's video we're going to be covering things that I've learned about Canada after coming here and what are the pros and the cons, the goods and the bads of being here. So without further ado, let's get started. But before we do, quick introductions. Hi, my name is Aarushi. I have about 7 years of experience building tech products. In these 7 years, I've worked as a developer, as a marketeer, as a product manager, and now as a content creator as well. I'm currently also working at Amazon as a product manager, and in this channel, we talk about all things tech, product, and general career adulting. The reason why I made this channel is because when I was as young as you, when I was trying to figure out career and the world, the professional world, well, I think I needed a mentor back then, and I'm just trying to be the mentor that I wished I had at that time. So without further ado, let's get this started. Now, those of you who have been thinking about Canada, who've read a lot of bad publicity about Canada as well, I recently moved here. I moved here from Dubai. Before that, I was in India, and I just wanted to share my honest opinion of being here, and I have now lived here for almost 1.5 months, actually almost 2 months now, and I think that has given me enough perspective about the city, about how life here can be, and what are the pros and the cons, the goods and the bads of being here, so that you, my friend, get an honest perspective if you are thinking about Canada as well. So let's get this going. Now, starting with the positives, well, there are a couple of things that are truly amazing about this place. The first thing is proximity to America. Well, yes, you get access to American opportunities, especially tech companies. I work with Amazon, which has an office here in Toronto. Amazon also has an office in Vancouver. You've got Google over here, you've got Uber over here, you've got a lot of companies that are slowly moving, building an office here in Canada. Some of the reasons are visa issues in US. Also, Canada is attracting a lot of tech companies, giving them a lot of attractive offers there. And you have enough skilled labor that's coming in because of the immigration, that it's able to meet the needs of these companies as well. Also, the skilled labor, not just from India but from US as well, wants to move here because of better visa situation here. So because of that, you get good opportunities. I wouldn't say the opportunities are as many as you would find in a place like US or maybe Singapore or India, but I think it's still pretty comparable, in fact better than the number of opportunities you'll get in Dubai. So with that, I think it's the proximity to US, and you can obviously always move to US once you've got a Canadian passport, so that's also there. But otherwise, even if you don't have a passport, if you're staying here, I think the number of opportunities, tech opportunities particularly, are good. Second thing, of course, you get a passport. So after you've spent, like for me especially, since I'm already a PR, after 3 years I'll be eligible to get a passport. And well, my friend, I think that's very important for some people. Might not be as important for others, but if that's important for you, well, that's a plus. Third thing, well, multicultural environment. Well, I worked in Dubai, which is also quite multicultural, but nothing beats Canada, I think. I mean, I've worked with people from all across the world, and there have been learnings. Working with multicultures is a learning curve in itself, and well, I will definitely say this to you, that I have committed a few stupid mistakes while engaging with people of different cultures, but well, that is what growing up is. You learn so much about what to say, how to speak, how to be empathetic about people coming from different cultures. I'll give you a very silly example. We were playing a game on the other day in office, and I used the word godly to describe an image. Well, there were a bunch of images in front of me, and I was looking at an image which is of the Valentine's Cupid, right? And that seemed godly to me. But there was also an image of a dragon there, and some of my Chinese counterparts picked that as godly because, you know, dragon is a spiritual figure for them, right? Well, that was a learning experience for me. Well, you know, how images depict different things for people from different cultures, and that's what you learn once you stay in a multicultural place like this. So that is a plus for Canada. Obviously, I wouldn't get into the nature and the trails and the sheer beauty of the place. For someone who's coming from a deserted place which has a lot of concrete and has a lot of desert, well, this definitely is a very big relief. So that also plus points. One thing that is usually a negative but was great for me this time was the winters, because the winters weren't as harsh. In fact, you know, if you compare the winters of Canada to the summers of Dubai, you just can't walk outside in the summers in Dubai, but well, in winters, if you just wear enough layers, you can walk outside. So for that, plus points as well. But that's only for this year. I don't know how other years will be, so maybe I don't know how that will go. Now, coming to the negatives. Well, there are enough negatives as well, and all the content that you see on Instagram, all the negativity that you see about Canada, well, that's not ill-founded. I'm sure a lot of people go through it, but fortunately, unfortunately, I haven't seen all of it. But yes, rental rates have gone up. They've shot up. I've heard numerous stories of people where, you know, they've been moved out, or they've been forced out of their current apartments because they cannot afford it anymore. So rentals have gone up, but I think that has gone up across the world. I saw them going up in Dubai as well. I've seen them go up in US as well. So that's a global phenomenon. But yes, the problem here is that the salaries, the wages haven't gone up as much. So that is definitely an issue. The second problem is, again, there's a barrier, there's a glass ceiling over here. Like I said, you do get access to US, but well, there are only a handful of companies that have moved here. After that, if you have to grow in Canada, if you have to stay in Canada, you might find a glass ceiling pretty soon, and that becomes a bit of a challenge. However, your passport does give you access to US market. You could always move there if you're okay with that. Well, all the opportunities in US are yours. The third thing, of course, is the tax. Especially for someone who's coming from Dubai, tax, my friend, really hurts. And it's not just the tax when you know, the TDS, the tax deducted at source, but it's also the tax and everything that you buy. If I buy a cup of coffee, well, I have to pay tax over that as well. And not just that, then you also have to tip over it, which I understand the need of it, and I do understand that if someone's giving me a good service, I would love to tip them. But sometimes, I mean, tipping someone for a cup of coffee at Starbucks, well, that becomes a bit much. So that's another thing which is not that great about this place. So overall, I think it's about the costs of staying here, and sometimes I can tell you that cost of things are much higher than they would be in US as well. That's primarily because it's a heavily taxed place. It's taxed much more than US in a few categories of products, and also in some provinces they put a higher tax than in some states in US. For example, Texas has a lower tax rate than maybe Ontario would. So that's one thing. The other reason why Canada is generally more expensive is because the government protects a lot of its companies, which means there's not a lot of competition. For example, there are about 4 or 5 companies that own all the grocery stores in Canada, which means there's not a lot of competition and hence no price wars. So there are a few other reasons like that. If you want me to make another video about it, comment on the section below and I will talk about it. But because of these reasons, Canada becomes a little bit more expensive than US, and the Canadian dollar is less valuable than US. So net you make less, but you pay more in taxes and in costs of products. That is a very major negative. But overall, I think the positives of the place outweigh the negatives, at least for me. And for that reason, overall, I am liking the place so far, and I'm quite positive that this would be a great journey for me. So with this, I would like to end the video. If you have any comments, any questions for me, please put on the section below and I'll be very happy to respond to you. If you like this video, please like it, please share it with your friends, and do comment on the section below. Tell me what part did you like the most. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!